In an interview with USA Today, Kevin Costner stated that he would be okay if his political views caused him to lose some admirers. The 67-year-old actor has a long history in Hollywood, having been in classic roles like The Postman, The Bodyguard, and his most recent one is John Dutton in Yellowstone. He also won an Academy Award for Best Director for Dances with Wolves. Let's take a closer look on how Kevin Costner boldly admits that he's okay if he loses fans over his political views. How the cookie crumbles. Rep. Liz Cheney received Costner's support during her primary campaign for re-election, and the actor claimed he had no regrets about it. According to Costner, just because you lose doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't even mean you're incorrect. I didn't really care how the cookie broke, that my former supporters have turned against me. That's all right. Cheney tweeted a picture of him in a t-shirt to show her support. She praised Costner for putting country over party. Costner explained why he chose to wear the shirt. I wanted to let her know, as a citizen, how much I appreciate her brave, clear-headed stance. Kevin Costner voted for Joe Biden, but still thinks Pete Buttigieg could have won the White House. After supporting Pete Buttigieg during a rally in Iowa as the Democratic candidate, Kevin Costner is still pleased by him. The Academy Award winner tells Variety, "There was this type of idea. You can like Pete, but it's not his time. And I wonder truly, what do you think? Really? Not now, then. I believe he is now even demonstrating that he is a person of degree of energy, integrity, and vision, which is why I did it. I rarely leave the house." Costner has endorsed Joe Biden for president even though he hasn't campaigned for the general election. He declared, "I genuinely believe we need a president for both parties. And if Biden wins, he must address the issues that the folks who didn't vote for him are worried about. I believe he has the mental capacity to comprehend the importance of paying attention to the group of people who don't support him. We need to consider that they have their own worries." Costner said, "The idea of racism and of violence, we all have to be able to look at that and go, enough." He avoided mentioning President Donald Trump by name. "I've had enough. It's very apparent every 4 years we get the opportunity to kind of look at where we are as a country and decide if we are headed in the right direction. And if we're not, we have that opportunity to make a shift," he continued. In a May 2019 interview with the Variety's The Big Ticket podcast, Costner expressed his disgust with the nation's politics. "Shame on us for being in that position," he remarked. "The political landscape is incomprehensible to me. The notion of public service is, I want to try to be more than about me. It might change overnight, not because of a vote, but because of people saying that." At the time, he said that a Michelle Obama presidency would intrigue him. Michelle is extremely intelligent and articulate, and as a result, she has sound judgment and life experience, according to Costner. Yellowstone star Kevin Costner endorsed Wyoming Rep. Liz Cheney. Kevin Costner, who is known for his work in Hollywood, gave Liz Cheney his support when he appeared to be filming the newest season of the popular Yellowstone television series. The Republican representative from Wyoming tweeted, "Real men put country over party," along with a photo of Costner wearing a shirt that said, "I'm for Liz Cheney." Costner is a self-described independent. In 2020, he told the Daily Beast, "I vote for whom I believe has the best interests of the country and how we sit in the globe. I definitely waver when it comes to voting. Both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party at this time do not in any way reflect everything that I believe. I think it's very restrictive," he said. "I will cast my vote for that person who I back," he told the Daily Beast. "I believe that Pete, among 2 or 3 others, I won't name them, had the best vision for how we move forward and had the most energy." While leading the investigation into January 6 riots in Washington, D.C., where supporters of former President Donald Trump rushed the Capitol as Congress was certifying the 2020 presidential election, Cheney is leading the investigation at the same time as the endorsement. And at least one of Cheney's Republican House colleagues was enraged by her promotion of the Costner support. How did Kevin Costner transition from slumming with rhinos to dancing with wolves? Cheney has received a lot of praise and criticism for her criticism of Trump. According to recent polling, the Congresswoman is 22 points behind GOP primary rival Harriet Hageman, who has received Trump's endorsement. The former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Peter Buttigieg, who ran for president in 2020, had his support. He even traveled with Buttigieg on the campaign trail in Iowa. The actor talked about his support for Wyoming Republican Rep. Liz Cheney, a scathing critic of former President Donald Trump, during his interview. The actor claims he doesn't really care whether Republicans or Democrats disagree with his political views, despite the fact that he is aware of this. Costner says, "Just because you lose doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't even mean you're incorrect. I wanted to let Cheney know how much I valued her gutsy, level-headed approach, even though I knew she was unlikely to win this election. He goes on to add that he doesn't give a damn about the opposing viewpoints of himself and his followers. Cheney tweeted a picture of Costner dressed in her attire and expressed her gratitude for the actor's support, saying, "I didn't really care how the cookie crumbles. That people that liked me now don't like me? That's okay." In the image, Costner's shirt says, "I'm for Liz Cheney." Is Kevin Costner a Republican? Despite his support for Cheney, Costner no longer identifies as a Republican. Costner was seen as a Republican earlier in his life, but since the 1990s, he has sided with Democrats. In reality, he supported President Joe Biden's presidential campaign after endorsing Pete Buttigieg, then the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, who is now the Secretary of Transportation. In a 2020 interview with Variety, he stated, "I genuinely think we have to have a president for both sides. And for the people who don't vote for Biden, if Biden wins, it's important that he addresses what they're worried about. I think he has that level of bandwidth to understand that the group that doesn't vote for him needs attention. They have their own concerns, so we have to think about that," said the voter. Costner described Trump as dangerous and that he backs and forths on his political views in a 2020 interview with the Daily Beast. "I find it extremely limited," he remarked. "The Democratic Party doesn't represent anything that I think, and neither does the Republican Party right now at all." Real men put country over party. Actor Kevin Costner tweeted his support for Rep. Liz Cheney, stressing that real men put country over party. She has lost support from her party, especially in her own state of Wyoming, because of her opposition to the former president. Cheney will compete against Trump-backed attorney Harriet Hageman in Wyoming. Re-election campaign of Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is running for re-election in Wyoming. What to know about her primary in August? The primary winner will be considered the likely general election victor because the state is conservative. In the well-liked Paramount series, the actor plays the title character John Dutton. The series follows John and his family as they manage ranch life and confrontation with developers and Native Americans. John is the father and owner of Montana's largest ranch. He previously stated that he thinks the popularity of the show stems from the fact that good westerns can't just be men rushing towards a gunfight. Will Costner ever think about entering politics like his John Dutton clone? The actor disagrees. The actor replied, "No, I don't think there's any need for me to run." Kevin Costner is standing by his political stance regardless of how any party feels about him, saying, "I wish the people that did run had a bigger vision and more of a morality about how they see the country evolving. I'm disappointed."
Signing this order is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
Ruin them, starting with her.
They will fight you. They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
I love Montana, but I'm doing this for our family. We need to talk.
What are your thoughts on this? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you on the channel next time. Until then, it's goodbye.